Hi, I'm Dane Bailey. I'm an interior designer, and this is my latest project in Brompton Square. Come in. So we'll start the tour in my favorite room in the house, which is the living room, which has these amazing triple windows overlooking Brompton Square. And on a glorious day like this, there's no better position on the square. So it's one of the prime locations in Knightsbridge and a really, really special property. Some of the things that I really love in this room is that the period features. This is a grade 2 listed building, so we had to remain true to that. There was a lot of things that we couldn't change, and it was a complete gut renovation. We tried to incorporate modern elements like you see with the mirror and the coffee table, while still keeping traditional elements like the fireplace, these beautiful French doors, and also the cornicing is a great feature that I love. So when I first came to the flat, one of the challenges was thinking about what do we do with this space? Do we incorporate a dining room here as well as a living space, or do we make the kitchen a little bit smaller and incorporate a dining breakfast room there? And ultimately I thought the best way to entertain in here would be to have a double seating area. So I tried not to mix too many colors in this room. It's really green and brown are the two dominant colors, and I think they really complement each other well. So we have brown Emperador marble in the side table there. Here we have accents in the pillows. You have the brown Emperador marble here on the lamps, which I really like. We have this high lacquer burl coffee table, which is really beautiful in the room. So I think green and brown have really complemented each other with little hints of cream. I think that was enough to give the room its personality without being too overpowering. So even though this flat is a £4 million flat, we didn't have to fill it with really expensive artworks. So in here, both of these pieces in this room are less than $1,000. And I think for the impact that they both make, it's really good value. So my aim here was really to make it feel like it's a home, that people are already living here, that it has personality and charm, and didn't feel like a typical developer's cookie cutter renovation. And I feel like we've succeeded in that. It's a really beautiful space, and it definitely feels like a home. So this flat actually used to be part of the church. So you're going to see a lot of Gothic features that are very church-like, and the kitchen is a prime example of that. So I want to show you now some of the amazing details. So in the dining space, we currently have it at 6, but you can easily fit 8 people in here, which is a really grand size for this type of kitchen. What I love is we have this big window here also, which lets lots of light that's coming from the kitchen into the hallway and into the living room too. So every room in this house feels like very light and spacious, and we're really, really lucky to have the windows where they are. So this project is also very special to me because it's in Knightsbridge, which is where I first started my career 25 years ago, just around the corner on Montpellier Square. I was working as an assistant for an American designer, and so it really feels full circle to 25 years later. I would not have imagined that I'd be here in Knightsbridge in one of my own projects just around the corner from where I started all that time ago. The kitchen island is one of the things I'm most proud about in this property because I have never worked with porcelain before. This is the first time. I normally always work with natural stone or marble, but because of the constraints that we could not use a thick material to cut into these columns because it's a grade 2 listed building, I had to work with a thinner material. And so porcelain is only 6 millimeters thick, but in the same way that I would work with marble and buy multiple sheets in order to map out the veining, we did the same thing here. So you can see here the vein comes across here, and this is another sheet of marble, and then we had to flip it to the mirror side so that it continues on. So what I really wanted to make you feel when you walk in the room is that these column elements are sitting on top of this monolithic island. I didn't want it to feel like we just had one piece of marble sandwiched in between these two columns. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. So if you look very closely, you'll be able to see that this Parnaso stone is actually slightly different to the one that we have in the breakfast room. And the reason was I went to Italy, I sourced both of the slabs, and then once they arrived in England, as soon as they got to the mason, it smashed. And so very last minute, I was scrambling to find another piece of marble or two pieces of marble that we could use for this entire worktop that still matched the great veining that we had in the dining room. So originally this used to be a sitting room and the windows were much smaller, they were a lot lower in an arched shape, and they had lots of panes of glass. It was really busy and you couldn't take advantage of this beautiful view. And now, because you can see the church in the background, I chose this style of window. We raised it enough so that you could fit a kitchen counter underneath. And then also we have the elements that mirror some of the church's features in their windows as well. So the kitchen's also where I wanted to introduce some color, but not too much color. So what I love in these cabinets is that it's a really inky midnight blue. So you get a touch of color, but it's not too overpowering. And I think it really complements the other monochromatic black and white elements in the space. So a great added feature of the kitchen is to have the utility room right off the space. Put a skylight in here to get extra light. This actually used to be part of the hallway, and you can still see the detail here. We put a big sheet of glass that's frosted to give privacy, but now this is a really light-filled space for washer, dryer, and ample storage in here as well. So let me show you the downstairs where we have the primary suite and the guest suite. And so here we have the primary bedroom with these incredible windows. We have this beautiful super king size bed, and this was a custom bed that I designed in this really beautiful boucle cream fabric from Delaquona. But the best thing about the room is the windows. This great view. We got really lucky to have such an incredible period feature to work with. My philosophy when it comes to design is less is more. I think the real skill is being able to edit, keeping a room quiet without having too many elements speaking loudly at the same time in a room. And I think this room is like a perfect example of having just the right amount of art and texture and objet without it feeling too overwhelming. I think the sereneness of it and the cleanness of it is what makes it so special and inviting. My favorite element in the house would have to be these criddle doors that open into the master bathroom. It's got a beautiful fluted glass panel. This is solid brass, so it feels really heavy. I designed the handles, even the lock inside, and you can see it goes into this really calming, beautiful bathroom suite. I custom designed this vanity here, again using more materials than stone. So in the house we have silver travertine here, limestone on the floor, we have parnaso in the kitchen, we have porcelain atlas stone on the island. In the living room we've got emperador, so the house is filled with all different types of stones. Even in the powder room we have calicata viola, and in the guest suite we have lilac. So every single type of stone with all different colors has been used in here, but I think it really blends beautifully and it's harmonious. And now the final room to show you is the guest suite just across the hall. Come take a look. I wanted this guest suite to really feel like a hotel suite, so I found this antique fireplace in statuary marble, which I think is really beautiful, with this fantastic wallpaper that has a hint of blue, not too strong, but I've tried to intertwine hints of blue throughout the whole flat. And you can see here I have it velvet on the bed, in the accent pillows. We've got the beautiful black and brass elements in the wall sconces, here the bedside lamps, and also in the chandelier. And I think it feels really sumptuous and heavenly. So even in a project where it's not for a client and it's for a developer, I still like to add these personalized touches to make it feel like it's somebody's home, that someone's living here. So a potential buyer can come in and really see themselves here as well. So I have touches like family photographs and reading books and spectacles, a water glass. These little tiny personal touches really make it feel special, like someone's already living here. So that concludes our tour for today. If you are interested in buying this beautiful home, it is currently for sale. So thank you for joining me. I hope you love this home as much as I love designing it. And don't forget to follow along for more interior design and luxury property videos. Until next time.